Hello, my name is Tracy Allen, and I want to welcome you to Cooking with Some Friends. Hello everyone, and welcome to Cooking with Some Friends. I've been outside, I'm all windblown, but I've got a couple of things to prepare for company tomorrow. And one of them, I'm going to make a sausage jalapeno popper dip. And this dip is great because one, you can make it at the moment in a cast iron skillet and pop it in the oven at 375 and 15 minutes later you have it. Or you can do it ahead of time, like I'm going to do, and put it in my casserole dish, and I'm going to put this in the fridge covered, and then tomorrow I'm going to let it come to room temperature and then pop it in the oven at 375 for about 15 to 20 minutes. So anyway, I took a pound of breakfast sausage and I browned and drained that, and to it I'm going to add on about a medium heat 8 ounces of softened cream cheese, and this is just to melt it down, and 1 cup of sour cream. I thought about this, I should have gotten my bigger skillet out, but this is going to work fine. And then I want to add in a half a cup of Parmesan cheese and 2 jalapenos that I've diced up pretty fine. And if you want this hotter, you could add different kinds of peppers, or you could add more jalapenos, or if you want it less, with a little less heat, then you could actually downsize the peppers or use a milder or sweeter pepper. But then it wouldn't be jalapeno popper. So I'm just gonna cook this down until that cream cheese and the cheeses melt together. At that point, I'm gonna go ahead and add this now, a teaspoon of garlic powder. And then as soon as that melts down, I have 2 cups of Monterey Jack cheese that I went ahead and shredded up. That's gonna go in this. And then I'll put it in my casserole, cover it, and refrigerate it until tomorrow when I'm ready to bring it to room temperature. And then put it in the oven, 375 for 15 to 20 minutes, just until it's hot and bubbly. And it really doesn't take long for that cheese to melt down. You don't want your heat too high because you don't want it to burn. We can serve this with crackers or with chips or with like baguettes, anything that you would normally serve a dip with. Melting down nicely now. Our grandkids' ball seasons are getting into full swing, and so we spend the day at birthday parties, ball fields, that kind of thing, and then come home and get to do these kinds of things, so, which is wonderful. Okay, that cheese is all melted down. I want to go ahead and add my Monterey and let that melt down as well. Like I said, if you have a cast iron skillet about this size, if you're just doing it immediately, that works amazingly well, because then you can just pop that whole thing in the oven and let that bake. But again, we're gonna wait until tomorrow for this. So that's all there is to our sausage jalapeno popper dip. it's just beginning to melt down, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this in my casserole. Show you when we're ready to serve it. Hello and welcome to Cooking with Some Friends. I am, Lila's over in the background. If you can hear the iPad, then she's playing on something over there or watching something. I'm doing an Iowa recipe. Really, it's a Midwest recipe, but Iowa specifically, not that it was invented there. It was actually first made during the World War II era, and it was because it was posted on the side of a Rice Krispies box. The first time they made Rice Krispie treats, and then they kind of amped them up over time because people from Iowa like to add a lot of different things to their desserts to step them up a notch. So we're making some loaded Scotcheroos. So in my pan, I have 1 cup of brown sugar, and I'm going to put that on a pretty low heat because we don't want this to boil. There's something on me. And to that, I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of caramel sauce. And what's really nice about this dessert is not just that it's super simple, but if you're blessed enough to have even a small grocery store in your town, they carry pretty much any of the ingredients that are here, so you don't have to go looking through different big stores to find the different ingredients. So they're pretty basic ingredients. I'm adding a cup of white corn syrup. So I have my caramel sauce, my light corn syrup, and my brown sugar in my pan. And I'm going to heat that up just until the brown sugar melts. And remember, don't boil. Then when that's melted, I'm going to turn the heat off and add in some of my other ingredients. So I will come back to show you what that's like. Okay, our brown sugar is dissolved, so now we're ready for the next step. We're going to move this off the heat, and I'm going to add in 1 1/3 cups of creamy peanut butter. And then I need just a little bit of salt. So I'm going to put in about 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of vanilla. And I want to mix that in. Okay. I've already buttered my 9x13 pan. Now you can just spray it if you want to, but with Rice Krispie treats, I usually like to butter my pan instead of spraying it. Okay, just want to stir the peanut butter in. And then I have measured 7 cups of Rice Krispies, and this is going to go into the Rice Krispies once the peanut butter is all mixed in with the caramel and the corn syrup. Okay, put that over my cereal and mix this in along with a 1/2 cup of I'm not thinking straight. A 1/2 cup of toffee bits that I've already measured out, and 1 cup of chopped up Reese's peanut butter cups. And I have more than that here because I'm going to use the rest to garnish the top. So I'm going to stir all this together, and then I'm going to press this into that greased pan. I have a buttered spatula that I'm using to press this into the pan, and you want to press them down pretty well So they're pretty compact, just like you would regular Rice Krispie treats. And then I'm going to take, so I get this all pressed in and kind of evened out, I'm going to take 1 cup of butterscotch chips that I'm going to mix with 1 cup of chocolate chips, and I'm going to melt these in the microwave at 20-second intervals, and then that will be over the top of our Scotcheroos. So we have our chocolate chips and our butterscotch chips, and they're melted, so this is going to go over the top. I'm going to spread that all over. And then on the top of this, I'm going to go ahead and put some more of our chopped up Reese's peanut butter cups and a few more pieces of our toffee bits. Stuck together. Just another handful of toffee, and then we need to let these cool completely before you try to cut them up. But that's how you do loaded Scotcheroos. Thanks for joining us for this session of Cooking with Some Friends. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And find us on Facebook at Cooking with Some Friends.